Yo, 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 yo. Big Kids back up in here. Man, oh man. We got the answer, Sway. We got the answer, Sway. Y'all remember the Nita Mac Swing tour getting canceled and all of that? Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop for expounding on what's going on in this world, this beautiful world, with Drake and what he's planning on doing, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna want to miss this one. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Damn. I would like to give a special shout out to Lisa. Shout out to you, Lisa. Very, very special. Thank you so much for believing in the vision of the Get It Gang. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Oh, I already said that. Look, y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, if you needed any further indication that Drake's album failed and that he is in absolute shambles right now over this, as his latest record has flopped on the charts, as everyone is noticing Drake's clear and obvious decline in the entire music industry and hip-hop is celebrating everything Kendrick Lamar is accomplishing, Drake has done what he does best at this point, which is just run away from the studio and trying to make any sort of genuinely good music, and has went back to his team to find new ways to lose everybody's respect, because even after pretending to get back to the music with
he just gonna make look just losing everybody's respect.
This new album, after that clearly hasn't worked. Drake is pushing his lawsuit even further than we have ever seen before, and with everything that has just happened from Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show to the flop of his new record, the OVO rapper is making this entire case and what he is trying to prove even messier than it already was. And really, with what Drake is now going after specifically, I don't even know how he can even call himself a rapper anymore. But now, before we go any further into just how much of a disaster this all is for Drake, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And so now when it comes to Drake, I can't believe that as a rapper or artist on any level possible, that you could go to the measures that he is, all to validate his own delusions and just never even try to accept the—
Y'all pay attention. Watch what Drake did. Watch this. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Watch this.
reality of what has actually happened in his career. Because as Drake and his team are now pushing this suit even further than ever and are trying to make things a lot more complicated, which we are going to get into what they have done shortly. Overall, Drake is raising his status as a master manipulator to an even greater level than we have ever seen, because from the fact that Drake is trying to tell his fans that he is getting back to the music when behind the scenes he is trying to diminish the integrity of hip-hop culture as a whole, to the fact that now after seeing this album release, and despite whatever else you want to say, no matter how you want to interpret the numbers, it had the support of platforms behind it, because when you opened up any streaming service, it was featured all over everything. With things like this, despite the clear logic and facts of what is going on, Drake is now committed to something that is even—
Come on, let's get it. Hey, look, he about to drop it on us. Watch this. Watch what this dude had a nerve to— Y'all remember, the Nita Mac Swing tour was canceled. Why was it canceled? Watch this. Check him out.
worse than we could have ever imagined, which of course is saying a lot. Because beyond just doing about anything to get his way, Drake has now committed to straight up lying and twisting the truth, all to make sure that his fan base, at the very least, stays behind him with everything he does and doesn't just continue to support him, but also gets mad at everybody else more and more in his name, as Drake is now doing everything he possibly can to fuel any narrative that will make him look like more of a—
What'd that say? What'd that say? Drake like to post legend that is being suppressed. Okay, we already know about this. Hold on, that was a false alarm. Hold on, he about to cook. Watch this.
victim, and is really just making them bigger than we have ever seen any other artist ever try to. And of course, we are seeing this most prominently right now with all of the stuff Drake is trying to say and push about how he is being suppressed by the industry, and that they are trying to actively ruin his career. And of course, with this, when you are not getting your information from people like him and ACK, it's so clearly not true. Considering the point we are at, of course, since people actually believe what Drake and the guys who do everything to support him have to say, we are now at a point where people on Drake's side of things are so willing to do just anything to help him get a win. And they are seemingly not going to leave his side no matter what he does at this point, because they have made that very clear. That these fans are willing to and are already disrespecting the very fabric—
I'm going to go and say, look, listen, man. The ninja done sat up there and put the Super Bowl, did not like us in the Super Bowl, and put it in his new court case filings. That's what Drake done did. This is why he canceled the Need a Max Swing tour. Hold on. He canceled the Need a Max Swing tour. The Ninja done sat up there and put the Not Like Us song and the Super Bowl performance in his court case filings. He done set up, yep. He done added to it, y'all. He added to the paperwork, y'all. So he's doubling down. See, a lot of us start like, boom. All right, he probably ain't gonna sue. Maybe it's gonna he's gonna die down a little bit. Maybe it's gonna die down a little. Nope. The dude messed around and put it in the filings anyway. After all that, I thought Kyle Sinat was cool. Then Kyle Sinat looks stupid. He done set up there and vouched for the SS Songs for You after Drake done put him in the paperwork. Kyle Sinat done set up there, act like he was mad. I think Drake is paying Kyle Sinat off. Drake is paying Kyle Sinat. That's how he bought that damn robot. He ain't fooling nobody. Kyle Sinat ain't fooling nobody. That's how he bought that damn robot. Drake is paying him off. Drake is paying him off. He's spending all that Lucian Grains, the rest of that money. And now you're talking about something he want $600 million deal renegotiation. He ain't getting it. He done sat up there and doubled down and put Not Like Us, the Super Bowl halftime performance, they done put that in the paperwork, y'all. They done put it in the paperwork. All because Dot said, say Drake. Oh, man. Yeah, man, this is wild. This is wild. This is wild. We're going to let Fantastic Hip Hop give his point of view. But that's my point of view right there. Yeah, that's my point of view. I know he take a little while to get to the point, but we love Fantastic Hip Hop. I was getting anxious. I got to work on my patience. Y'all pray for me. Got to work on my patience. We're going to get to the rest of it. Let's see maybe he got a different perspective. You know, let's just chalk it up to that. He got a different perspective and we here for it. We here for all of it. Let's get it.
Break of hip hop and the nuances of the art form, all because it helps Drake. And even more ridiculous than this, they're trying to spread this narrative that Kendrick Lamar is this industry plan and that everything he is getting is all fake and built on lies, which is all just so ridiculous. And while we all realize that Drake is just on the wrong side of everything here, and there is no way around that at this point, all of this brings us to the latest installment of what Drake is trying to do with this suit, which seemingly after seeing Kendrick Lamar just win like we have never seen before recently, and even with his new album, after following up everything that happened with Kendrick, of course, SSS for You just did not bring Drake back to the same level that he used to be on. Because of all of this, now Drake is doing what he thinks is the last option he has to try and prove that his career is not over and that all of these losses he has been taking are not as bad as we have all seen. Yeah. As this time around, what Drake and his team are doing.
He try to act like we ain't see him lose. No, it's not that bad, man. Listen, man, I seen you with my own two eyes. I watched you lose, B.
Is once again whining and complaining with the same claims which are stating that Not Like Us and the support his label gave that record are ruining his career in ways that he never came back from. But making things different and adding to all of it, what Drake is now doing is calling out his label for trying to avoid moving further with all of this. And then is also trying to say that his label was under the impression that Drake was going to drop this entire suit before it even got this far, but that he surprised them by doing all of this, and this has been another reason why this entire process he is in is taking longer than he believes it should. And what's more significant than these claims about the back and forth about the timeline of this all between Drake and everyone he wants to take down since he lost this rap beef, is that he is trying to tie all of these things together by ultimately saying that whatever delays in time there were, it was intentional on his label's end, and this is all because of no other event than the Super Bowl. And while Drake is claiming that his label made Kendrick play the Super Bowl to ruin his image forever, Drake is trying to use this to say that Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl
Indeed, at the same time UMG has been delaying here, UMG launched new campaigns to further spread the content, including at the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, which had over 133.5 million viewers.
Ruin his image forever. Drake is trying to use this to say that Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance strengthens his case overall because they are trying to claim that the label had to give permission to the NFL to have Kendrick play this record at such an important event where over 130 million people were tuned in the first place. And bringing things even further, Drake's team is saying that because Kendrick played this song and with the way he did it, Overall, they believe that with the lyrics and messaging of the show, that the secret goals that Drake's label had are starting to finally reveal themselves, and with that they can see the true intentions of what this track was always meant to be, which in their eyes, of course, was all this pre-planned out way to end Drake's career. And I mean, with Drake now trying to...
Alright, Drake, now you gotta ask yourself, why is UMG trying to destroy me? Why? Well, I mean, I'm the good boy. I'm the golden child. Why would they be trying to destroy me? Why? You posting photos of Lucien Grange's daughter-in-law. You know, you running around here. You talking about you about to blow through the budget and all that. Oh, you want to run around here and drink and party. At the Lucien Grange, they ain't got time for that. They need you to work. They need you to work. You got your own little sweatshop. Lucien Grange got his sweatshop too, and you need to work.
To escalate this entire situation by making drama about the timing of it all and then bringing in what went down at the Super Bowl and the viewership that event got, with him now bringing in what is already one of the biggest moments in hip-hop that we have ever seen into these ridiculous set of claims that he is making, which is all over losing a rap beef. I mean, well, nothing is off the table for Drake, and I did say in the past that Drake was definitely waiting for this moment to happen so that he can try to just play the victim role with a bigger and bigger card than he ever has. Still, seeing him really go through with all of this and using this to go after his label and not like us is just so pathetic. And there is no way around that, because while Drake is trying to claim that the message and specifically lyrics of this song have ruined him, it doesn't matter what has happened to his image because he lost a rap beef, but he really just has no ground to stand on with this entire thing, because no matter how much he whines and how much of a victim role that he tries to play here, when you really look at this entire moment for what it represents, no matter how you want to put it, and ultimately, this is what Drake is gonna have to face eventually. Drake didn't just agree to be in a rap beef where he knew the full-on consequences of being in one, and of course in the past he had no issue with how these songs have affected other rappers' images when he was on the other side of things. But also, Drake of course also said just as bad things about Kendrick Lamar as Kendrick did to him, which once again just highlights how Drake only cares about the effects of this when it is about him and nobody else. And now, even worst of all for Drake, and this really just shows that this guy does not think anything through. On the new album he just released, SSS for You, Drake is still dissing other people, whether that's Joe Budden or Kendrick Lamar himself here. And really, when you put that into perspective and see that Drake is still doing the same thing that he has filed all of these papers over in the first place, Drake is still doing that same thing that his label has made clear that he has been trying to get away with on every single one of his albums over and over again, and of course sneak dissing other people. And with the fact that Drake is still doing this here, and he really didn't even try to hide it this much because everybody knew who he was clearly talking about when he was rapping on this album, again, you just can't stand in the hip-hop world and try to act like the tough guy and then play the victim in these papers. And because of all of this is why for people like myself and people who just want to see hip-hop succeed with everything that has made it such an important...
Yeah, and that's why it was it was so profound when people said that you got Drake fans and you got hip-hop fans. There's a difference. People who are Drake fans, they don't care about hip-hop. All they care about is what Drake got to do. Wait, what toupee is Drake putting on? How is he shaped? What kind of uniform he's putting on? How is he tucking his pants in his socks? How much gifts he gonna give us in his concert? That's all they care about. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. What kind of duck lips he doing today? You know what I'm saying? They don't care about hip-hop. Let's get it.
And great art form intact over everything else. This is why we want to move on from the Drake era and why he is never going to be able to redeem his legacy or image in a lot of people's eyes, because never before in the lineage of this entire genre have we ever seen any rapper, albeit one who was once seen as somebody near the top of everything, try to actively ruin the very way rappers and artists can express themselves altogether. And I mean, because Drake has now gotten so bitter that he is going to try and ruin and change the context of not just this beef with Kendrick Lamar, but the moments now that have pushed hip-hop as a whole to higher levels than we have ever seen, which again, putting aside your own feelings, is allowing more people in hip-hop to win. I mean, as ridiculous and even comical as some of the stuff we see Drake do is, seeing him just go this far where he is now going to drag the Super Bowl and everything that happened there into this, It is beyond pathetic, and when you hear this same guy try to rap like he is still on top and that he is unfazed from everything that happened on a track like SSS for You and Gimme a Hug, or we are still seeing him walking around on his tour like nothing has ever happened and that he actually won this beef. You just can't do all that and then make the weakest moves we have seen in hip-hop history. Drake has got to pick a side at the very least. But of course, while I say all of this, he is just not going to ever do this, and his fans are allowing this to happen, and so now going forward, as we are only going to see Drake drag all of this out more and more while at the same time he tries to make some sort of a comeback in the rap game as well, just get ready for him to continue to separate from the rest of hip-hop culture, but in the process, as Drake ruins everything he ever stood for in rap, we're just going to see something in hip-hop emerge more like we have never seen, because as we talked about earlier, Drake is actively just pushing his fans and anyone who even believes him a little to accept the ideas that he is being suppressed and stopped by the industry because they don't want to see him win, and overall, as Drake is really starting to spread these narratives to new levels, and really, with this new album, it is just giving people more fuel to believe that this is actually what's going on, because with the record flopping, and of course, Drake not accepting the record's failure and putting it onto everybody else, overall, Drake is just taking this entire rap beef to places that nobody could have ever predicted, and because we are now headed further than we have ever been, everything around this situation and how rappers can express themselves is gonna get a lot more strange from here on out. And so now with all of this said,
damn. Your boy done set up there and put the Super Bowl halftime show to not like all cuz Dot said, say Drake. Damn, man. I hear you like him young. He could have been talking about something else. He probably like something else. He could have been talking about something. That boy ain't winning no lawsuit. He ain't winning. He up against the beast. He up against the monster, man. He's not winning. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all show Fantastic Hip Hop some love, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. You understand? It helps me out a ton. Please get this in the algorithm. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.